Hello, this is Chad from the AC Bro Nation, and welcome to my brand new playthrough of the Binding of Isaac. This game came out about a year and a half ago, and it's actually an indie title made by a guy named Edmund McMillan, who also made the very popular game Super Meat Boy. So this game is actually a very interesting title because it's a roguelike dungeon crawler kind of game where each level and each floor and room that you go into in the game is actually randomly generated. So I guess I'll go ahead and get into the game, so let's get started. We have all these different characters to choose from, but I'm probably going to go ahead and start with Isaac, since Isaac's the main character. So let's go ahead and get started. Alright, let's explain. I'm gonna explain a little bit of the mechanics. You move with ASDW. You attack with the arrow keys, in which Isaac actually shoots out tears from his eyes because he's a pretty emo kid, and I feel kind of sorry for him, but at the same time, he can kill people with his tears. So, I mean, I guess that counts for something. You can either use Shift or the E key to place a bomb. However, I'm not going to do that because I want to save my bombs. And you can use the spacebar to use an item in our spacebar slot, which you can see at the top of the screen. The item that we have right now is called the D6, and it will allow us to actually re-roll any item upgrades that we get, so that we can possibly get a different item So if we find an item upgrade that we don't like, then we can just re-roll it to get a different item. So let's get going. So basically, this is kind of like The Legend of Zelda, as you can probably tell immediately. You know, The Legend of Zelda on the first game, in which you had to go through different rooms when you reached the dungeons. This game is kind of like that. At least the mechanics are very similar. Ooh, and what I just found right there was a whole bunch of money. Now, money is actually in the form of pennies, and as you see at the top, I have 14 pennies. If I get enough pennies, I might use that to visit the shop later on. Now I'm going to enter our boss room and fight our first boss in the game. So let's see what happens. Alright, we'll be fighting the Duke of Flies, which is one of my least favorite bosses that you can start off with. The reason that I don't like this boss is because this boss spawns a whole bunch of flies to defend itself, and these flies can be pretty darn annoying. Oh my gosh, I'm playing so terribly. That was some pretty dumb damage right there. Oh, I hate this boss. Yeah, but a good strategy against this boss is just to take out as many flies as you can and just continue to attack. Because you don't want the boss spawning too much flies, or the flies will actually overwhelm you. So that wasn't too hard. Now we just have to kill all the flies. Alright, so now we get our first upgrade of the game. Now, I'm actually not going to re-roll this upgrade because I like this upgrade. This is just basically a basic health upgrade, and that will give us 1 extra heart, as you'll see in the top right corner of the game. So now we have 1 extra heart, and we can just continue to move on and explore the rest of this floor. What we're looking for on this floor is basically, we're looking to find this room called the item room. And if we find the item room, then it will actually contain an upgrade that we'll be able to use to upgrade our character. Hopefully it will be a good upgrade that I want to keep. Alright, the room above us will be our item room, and we'll see what we get. Uh-oh, troll bombs. Those bombs will randomly spawn sometimes and just explode in your face. Luckily I was able to avoid it. The $3 bill. I'm not a big fan of this item, although it is decent. But I really don't like this item personally, so I'm going to go ahead and re-roll it myself. What this item basically does is, the $3 bill will allow your character to have random tiers in every single room. Basically, basically the $3 bill is a collection of tier upgrades that randomly switch off on each different room, and I just don't like the randomness of it, so I'm just going to re-roll it. And I'll definitely take that. Oh my goodness, Technology 2. One of my favorite upgrades in the game. What Technology 2 does is it changes the tears that come out of your right eye into a laser, so you continue to shoot tears out of your left eye, which shoot at half the rate as they normally would, but your right eye gets replaced with a laser beam. So this is one of my favorite upgrades in the game, and oh, I'm so glad I got it. So let's go ahead and continue to move on. Man, that was really lucky to get that upgrade. I love this upgrade. It's one of my favorites. So now let's go ahead and kill these spiders here. I'm gonna try to avoid doing too much explaining, simply because this game has so much stuff to explain that I'm already starting to get a little bit winded just by having to continue talking about the different, aspects of this game. Part of me just wants to, shut up and play it. So that's what I'm gonna try to do for the most part. So if we get into here, oh yes, I love this upgrade. All right, basically what the room I just entered is the shop for this floor. Now the shop is can contain upgrades as well as other things that you can buy, like you could buy extra bombs, or you can buy this item right here, which is called a tarot card, which you can use to, you can use tarot cards, and they have varying effects on your character. Basically, I placed a bomb there because I was hoping that the secret room would be there. Every single floor in the Binding of Issac contains a room known as the secret room that you have to bomb into, and usually it's placed in an area that's between 3 other rooms. So, but unfortunately, that wasn't the secret room, and I don't know where it is. And unfortunately, I'm also out of bombs. So I guess I'm just gonna have to move on to the next floor. All right. Man, yeah, Isaac's had a pretty bad childhood. So let's go ahead and move on to these guys. So now we've reached the second floor, and the second floor is basically kind of like the first. Oh boy, we have a lot of enemies. Oh man. This is going to be a little bit difficult. This is going to be kind of a difficult room. But I should be able to get out of it with too much trouble. Without too much trouble. Man, this room is slowing down my computer like crazy. Well, there we go. Alright, let's move on. Man, I'm getting so much slowdown with the rooms with all these enemies in it. So let's go ahead and take all these guys out. Uh-oh, watch out. And then after we finish with this room, we'll go ahead and fight our boss. Oh, I should explain one thing. In the last room, you'll notice I got an item. I picked up a gray heart. Now, with how the gray heart is actually known as a spirit heart, and what the spirit heart does is that it actually acts as kind of like armor. When you take damage, it takes damage off your spirit heart before it takes off damage off your actual health. So spirit hearts can be used in that way, kind of like armor. So now we're going to fight the boss, Larry Jr. Now, technology is actually going to be a really good weapon against this boss, because one thing about Larry Jr. is that Larry Jr. is split up into several segments, and what the great thing about technology too is that it actually is able to hit all segments at once. So yeah, just like that, I already won. So I'm going to go ahead and take this next HP upgrade, and now I'm doing pretty good. I have Technology 2, I got a couple more HP upgrades, and I can't wait to see what we have in our item room. Unfortunately though, the item room for the second floor and onward, you have to have a key to get into, so unless I can find some kind of key on this room, or if I don't get a key drop, then unfortunately I won't be able to visit the item room, but I'm pretty sure I'll be able to get a key sometime in this floor. It would be very unlikely for me not to. Well, no key there. Actually, I'm starting to get a little scared because I don't know how many more rooms we have and I don't have a key yet. If I forget to explain a few things, please don't get on my nerves. Please don't get mad at me, because this is my first time recording this game, and admittedly, this game it's kind of hard to explain everything as you're playing it. Oh, this item right here. Okay, what I just picked up is actually called a trinket. That's the type of item I picked up, and the trinket that I got was Pinky Eye, which allows my tears, as you see right there, they'll sometimes be green, and when it just randomly works, sometimes the tears will be green, most of the time they won't, but when they are green, the tears will actually do poison damage. Basically, it will poison an enemy and cause the enemy to take poison damage. Well, I'm getting kind of unlucky with the green shots. There we are. But anyway, and that can be very useful. go ahead and take out all these flies. Aw, man. I hate flies, man. Alright, this room above me is actually called a cursed room, and I'm going to go ahead and check it out. You have to take damage to get into this room, but the reason I like to go into these rooms is because sometimes these red chests can pay out big time. Oh, I don't like that item. I'm probably going to re-roll that item. But let's see what I get in here. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and use my re-roll of this item to see what I get. Oh boy. What should I do? The prudent thing would actually be to take this item right here, but at the same time, I just don't like the, I don't like this item. The reason I don't like this item is I feel this item is actually overpowered, and with this item right here, what this item actually is this item is actually called Mom's Knife, and the way Mom's Knife works is, you know what, I'm just going to go ahead and pick it up. Now, what this works is the Mom's Knife actually does a whole lot of damage. And it just kind of works kind of like this. You shoot it off like this. And the reason this item is so powerful is just because this thing can do just a whole lot of damage. As you'll see right here. Watch this. Yeah, I mean, this thing destroys nothing flat. Yeah, so I mean, it's a very useful item. The unfortunate consequence of me picking up that item, though, is that my laser no longer does damage. I don't know what it is with the way these two items interact, but when I pick up Mom's Knife, my laser will no longer do damage. So, even though it looks like it's doing damage, like it looks like it's, you know, trying to kill somebody, it just doesn't work. So, I'm not going to play the slot machine. So let's go ahead and keep moving on and go on to the next floor. I'm doing pretty well right now. I mean, I got like a full 5 hearts along with Mom's Knife, which is an extremely useful item. So I'm doing pretty well right now. I'm in a pretty good position to beat the game. The thing about the Binding of Issac is that it's really hard to beat the game unless you get really good items or if you're really, really good at the game. Oh, okay. That what I just destroyed right there was actually called golden poop. Yeah, golden poop. And what golden poop does is that it actually gives you a lot of money. So as you can see right there, that was nice. It randomly shows up. All right, these guys are a little bit of a pain in the butt. Yeah, they shoot bombs. Ah. Now, it may seem like Mom's Knife is not that good because it has does not have much range, but you gotta understand that Mom's Knife, like I said, does a lot of damage. In fact, it'll be more self-evident about the damage that the Mom's Knife can do once we actually get to a boss. So you'll see what I mean when we reach the boss. Yeah, I mean, just look at that. I one-shot enemies that I shouldn't be one-shotting. Oh, and another interesting thing about the Mom's Knife is that you can actually walk into enemies with it. See? And just use it against them, even though I walked a little bit too close. So let's go into this cursor room and see what we get. We got that, and uh-oh. Alright, that was a Mega Troll Bomb. Mega Troll Bombs are pretty annoying. So now we found the secret room, and we got a lot of money, so hopefully we'll be able to find enough keys to use that money on the shop, but it's looking less likely as we start to run out of rooms on this floor. Now I know what you're thinking. You're thinking I'm losing a lot of health right now, but the thing is, I'm pretty sure that I'll be able to find more health as I continue through the game. And like I said, I already have a really powerful item which will allow me to take down enemies without taking too much health. Alright, this boss right here. This is actually Pestilence. And this is one of the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. So basically, when you kill these guys, you get an item called Cube of Meat. And what Cube of Meat actually does is Cube of Meat. You'll see it when we get to it. Oh man, I'm taking way too much damage right now. Oh, there we are. See, 2 hearts. When you get 1 Cube of Meat, it basically acts as sort of like a shield. As you see, the Cube of Meat is actually orbiting around me, and it will actually block any shots that that hit it. If you get a second cube of meat, which you can get, it'll actually upgrade my orb into an orb that actually shoots enemies for me. And then if you get a third cube of meat, then the cube of meat actually turns into Super Meat Boy. And what Super Meat Boy will do actually is Super Meat Boy will actually go around and actually fight enemies for me. It's actually a disembodied character that will go around and eat enemies for me. So that'd be kind of nice to get. Oh man, seriously? That's kind of disappointing. I've just finished looking at the entire floor, and I have no bombs or keys to be able to enter the item room. So looks like I'm gonna have to go ahead and abandon this floor and abandon those item rooms. Well, that's a bummer, but like I said, I got the mom's knife, so I'm still pretty pumped about that. So let's go ahead and move on to the next floor. We'll now be heading off to the caves too. Now these enemies are a little bit annoying. They pop in and out, and you can't actually hurt them while they're in their shell mode, I guess. And look, the first room in the next floor, I get a key. How about that? You know, I could have used the key in the last floor, but you know, the game said, no, you can't have one. But here we are. At least we have a key now, and we'll be able to visit the item room on this floor. Oh man, the slowdowns are really messing me up. Ah! Yeah, these flies are a little annoying. When you destroy them, they actually, there's two types of those flies. There's bomb flies, and then there's those red flies. I don't know whether or not I should enter the curse room. I mean, I'm so low on health. You know what? Who dares wins? I'm gonna go ahead and give it a shot. And bam! I got a great item. Okay, this item is actually a spacebar item, so it'll take up the use of my, it'll take up the spot that my D6 was actually originally in. Now, this item is actually very interesting because, what this item actually does is, every time I use this item, it will generate a spirit heart for me, which is kind of like armor, as I explained earlier. And also, it will also make my character more powerful for the room. So, as you can see, my character is a lot more powerful, and I've also picked up a spirit heart, as you can see in my life up ahead, on the top right. Now, the only downside to this item is that it recharges once every 6 rooms, which means you don't get to use it very often. However, if you play your cards right, this item can be very useful. Oh boy. This room kind of scares me. Man, there's so many spikes everywhere. Oh man. I thought I would take damage on that room. Oh, come on! Alright, well, we'll just keep on moving on. I hate spikes so much. Oh my goodness, the slowdown. Anyway, I'm gonna go and continue to kill these guys, and see if I can, Oh man, jeez, I'm playing so terribly right now. It's probably because I've never actually played this game and recorded my voice at the same time. My voice is kind of like a distraction to me, you know? I guess you could call it the, you know, Let's Player curse, but it's not really a curse, it's as much as just me not being able to focus on the game. I'm actually going to head back down here because I want to pick up this pill simply because I'm a daring person and I'm also addicted to pills. Not really. The reason I want to pick up this pill is simply because how the way that the pills work is that pills, when you take them, they can either have a positive or a negative effect on your run. They can either harm you or hurt you. So I'm going to take this and see what happens. Bad gas. Alright, that really doesn't do much for me. Basically what bad gas is that if you use that pill when you're close to another enemy, it'll actually poison them. So that can be useful, but unfortunately I didn't know what pill it was. So oh man, this room scares me as well. Oh, no. Oh man, dude. I'm gonna die. This is pretty bad actually. Oh no! I wasn't far enough away. That was actually a really bad run. That was actually pretty pitiful. Well, I guess I'm gonna end the recording right there. I promise you, I'm actually a much better player than what that run just displayed. It's just the fact that I'm recording this run and trying to commentate at the same time actually kind of throws me off a little bit. So unfortunately, that run will end right there. Most runs in the future will probably be closer to like 40 to 50 minutes, because that's usually how long it takes to beat the game, The Binding of Isaac. It usually takes around 50 minutes. But I'm actually kind of glad that the run ended a little early, just because, I don't know. I think I'm not really used to commentating super long videos, so I guess this is kind of a warm-up for me. But next time when we play The Binding of Isaac, hopefully I'll get further in the game, and hopefully I'll get to demonstrate the cool different bosses that you see when you reach more advanced floors in the game. So thank you for watching The Binding of Isaac. This has been Chad with the AC Bro Nation, and you guys have a really nice day. Thank you. Goodbye.